So in 2022, you started making all of this money wholesaling houses. But when do you quit your job? In this video, I'm going to answer that question. Plus, I'm going to answer the question, how can you start out doing at least one deal per month? Another question that will be answered, what are the best states to start wholesaling houses in? Should you get a contract signed in person or by email? Do you calculate the ARV for a commercial property the same way you do as houses? And if you stick around, I answer a couple of more questions that I think you need the answer to. So on to the video.
When would I know if it is a good time to leave my 9 to 5 and go full time in business, say real estate?
Well, ideally, and everybody's situation different. Only you know who you're responsible for, what bills you're responsible for each month. And ideally, you want to have a minimum of 6 months of living expenses saved up before you quit your job, in my opinion. Actually, I would recommend a year's worth before you would do that. But everybody's different. Some people, as soon as they hear about this, they quit and make it happen. That some people just got it going on like that. I don't think I was going. Well, I know I wasn't one of them. I somewhat did that before. Nearly starved to death.
What would planning for one deal a month look like?
It's all about how many people that own real estate you're talking to on a daily basis and how many of them actually want to sell. You need to probably be making at least one offer a day. Like legitimately they want to sell and you want to buy. So that's a total of 30, what I'm going with.
How do you find the ARV on a commercial property?
Number one, it's not really even called that. It's not the same as houses. You just have to let that go totally. Whereas with houses and ARV, you basically could compare likes to likes. What other houses have sold for, similar in year built, lot square footage of the actual living area itself within a certain time frame, normally within a year ideally, and within a certain distance. That doesn't work the same way with commercial. Commercial is all based on, for the most part, and you have different types of commercial properties on top of that versus with houses that are just houses. All right, but with commercial, you have all types of different types of commercial, but most of it, determine of value is based on how much income it is currently producing and or what it can produce, period. And obviously you have to take in consideration what expenses are associated with generating that income. And then it gets a little deeper, but I'm just telling you the difference. It's not done the same as houses. So for now, you have to dive into what type of commercial property are you evaluating. Is it mini storage or self-storage? Is it hotels, motels? Is it retail space? Is it office space, medical office, warehousing or industrial, raw land? It goes on, I think I said retail space. So it just goes on. You got different types of property. So it's not like houses, period.
Can you wholesale a new house?
Of course you can. The likelihood of you doing that is not as likely as a house that's not brand new. But normally a lot of money has been spent to do a new construction. And you may catch someone with their draws down, with their pants down. It may be an investor or a developer, may be the only property that he's doing. They may have $300,000 invested in it. It may be a 550 house after renovations. I'm just throwing some numbers out there. You may catch them with their pants down and they'll let you go for what they got in it. That's not often, but that's possible. So it doesn't matter about the price of the house or how old or how new it is. It's all relative to what it will be worth in excellent condition. So it's a brand new house, so it will be as good as it's going to look. What you're targeting is the owner's motivation to sell. Are they motivated to sell at a discount based on whatever circumstances may be within their life, along with the condition of the house, whether new or not?
What states are best to wholesale?
I don't know if there's such thing as a state with best to wholesaling in. I don't look at it that way. And I'm sure there's some numbers out there, but I'm not aware of them. Ideally, the only thing you need in place is people and enough people. Now, some cities are going to be more attractive to wholesale in, but normally only based on because there's more people there. That's the way I look at it. I just keep it simple. A lot of people, a lot of real estate, a lot of deals, a lot of life problems, which creates motivated sellers. So that means you have to do your job of letting them know you exist. You just need people, and life will do the rest. Because people are going to get divorced. I don't care where you are. I'm sure the divorce rate is higher in some places than others. People are going to die. I don't care where you are. People are going to lose their jobs and income. That's going to happen in some places more than others. People are going to relocate. You're going to have tired landlords. All the same stuff I always talk about. Life creates motivated sellers, which will make them, or at least they feel they need to sell a piece of real estate cheap. So that's why you got to continuously put yourself in front of people that own real estate. So when they do hit those curveballs of life and need to liquidate some real estate quickly, guess who they call? You.
How do you use the one-page contract to the seller? Should you present it to them in person, or should you email it to them? And then should you give them the earnest money in cash?
Okay, as far as the contract itself, if you watch my video on contracts and you want access to that free contract that I've been giving away since 2008, text the word contract to the 205-964-5243. In that video, I explain how to fill it out for sellers and buyers, but also how to get it signed electronically, which means you're going to be emailing the contract to them. That's your preference. Now, as far as the earnest money deposit, the proper way is, whether it's $10, $100, $1,000, or $500, whatever the number is, the proper way is a third party should hold the earnest money deposit, whether that's a title company or closing attorney or escrow company, whatever, depending on the market. Now, I've put a lot of $10 in people's hands because it's $10, but that's really not the proper way of doing it. The proper way is to have a third party to hold it, regardless of how small of an amount it is or large of an amount. Boom, you're still here. On the screen now, you should see a video option here that you can watch why most wholesalers fail. This is a video that you definitely need to watch. Also, make sure you follow me, subscribe to the channel, turn on the notifications so you are alerted whenever I'm uploading new videos on YouTube and when we go live. Follow me on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter at AskFlipMan, and I will see you on the flip side.